But when I first started learning content marketing, it was kind of by accident because I didn't have money to pay for ads. I had more time than I had money or other resources. Okay, so then I started going out and really looking and learning about how can I leverage just content, because that just takes my time. How can I just leverage content to get traffic online and grow my business? And that's the first way that I grew my very first website online. And then I leveraged that into my second one, which became a really for me, it generated a lot of traffic. At its peak, it was around 40,000 visitors a month. Right now, it's a little bit lower. It's about 25,000 visitors a month usually right now. But it was all through content marketing. Not one stitch of it was from paid advertising. Nothing from social media. If you go on this one particular website right now, there's not even a Facebook like button on there because it's all focused on the exact strategy I'm going to teach you guys today. If you guys want me to go in more detail on some of it, we can set up a secondary call that dives into more detail in the back half when you're actually sitting down and writing the content. But this is hopefully going to change your mindset a lot on how to do it and what actions to take forward this week, next month to really get it ramped up. Because right now, I still do some of my own content marketing, but now that I have the process down, I farm it out to people to write for me now. On that website I mentioned before, I have someone writing 2 articles a week. They're here in my office on Carrot. I'm going to start writing a lot more articles now that we're going to be ramping up the content marketing side of things. And as soon as you have questions, guys, just like usual, write them down, put them in the questions panel. That way you don't forget them. And then I can dive into questions here as we go and answer you guys' questions. And I'll stay on here up to 90 minutes. So we'll plow through as much as we can get down in 90 minutes. So in this training, guys, like I said, I put 60 minutes here. If it takes up to 90, I hope you guys are cool with that. If you're getting the value out of it, type in your questions as you think of them. And get out your notepad and really start writing down things as you think of them. And I'm talking about action items. I'm not talking about questions or cool things that I said. As you see something that you're like, okay, I need to take action on that, just write that down. Don't write notes on general stuff. Only write notes on, okay, here's this thing he said. Here's when I'm going to take action on it. Okay, that's the way that it works for me. Because if I have a page of notes, I'll toss that note, on that note page on my desk, and then I never get back to it because there weren't any real action items on there. So take notes by writing down action items, not concepts. And I'm sure you guys all know me, so I'm just going to fly through this. But I'm Trevor Mock, founder of InvestorCarrot. I'm an investor and entrepreneur. There's my LinkedIn. I've generated a lot of leads online, a lot of traffic online. I've been a passive investor since 2004 and really passionate about entrepreneurs. I'm working in my entrepreneur co-workspace today and the whole shebang. So this is a headline that I found decently recently. It says, coming in the side door, the value of home pages is shifting from traffic driver to brand. Then it says that leading media companies like the New York Times and Wall Street Journal, the majority of traffic now bypasses the homepage. And this is why this call today, guys, is so important. And it's not because their homepages aren't good. It's because they're leveraging content marketing and they're getting way more traffic by leveraging content marketing than they would if they were just putting everything on their homepage. Okay, so what does that mean, and how does it affect you and your own website as an InvestorCarrot member or any website out there that you have? Here's the way that most people do their websites, and this is the way that most InvestorCarrot members do it, and that's one of the reasons we're having the call. Okay, we have a lot of InvestorCarrot members getting great results just doing this, but if you really want to ramp things up, I'll show you an example of a member, and I know she registered for this call. Hopefully she pops on here. She emailed me a few weeks ago. You'll see the email. And now we're going to help that ramp it up from 1 lead per day to hopefully 3 or 4. So this is the way that most people do, and this is the way that most of you guys on this call, we've by default set up your websites like this, okay? And then from there, if you guys want to leverage content marketing and get you more traffic, I'm going to walk you through that process. So here's an example. On this one of our customer sites from Birmingham, and for this website, the main keyword on the homepage that we're trying to rank for, of course, is we buy houses Birmingham, okay? And there are a couple other kind of secondary keywords that hopefully that page will rank for, like sell house fast Birmingham, stuff like that. But the main keyword that we're optimizing through our SEO tool is we buy houses Birmingham. And this site, is just launched in the last month or so, so it hasn't had the chance to really take hold yet. But the potential traffic, we did the quick research in Google, and the potential traffic for that keyword term, We Buy Houses Birmingham, is about 80 to 100 searches per month when we figure in Bing and Yahoo search as well. So Google, Bing, and Yahoo, that one search term, we're talking about 80 to 100 searches a month. And according to the stats out there, the top 3 search listings in any search ranking, in any Google search, they get about 92% of all the traffic. The number 1 result gets about 70% of all the clicks, okay? So you can see how important it is to get in that top 3, top 5 especially, okay? So then, like I said, we can assume that the same homepage could also rank well for 2 to 4 other keywords if it's optimized right, and potentially if you've done a little bit of extra work, link building if that's necessary, if your market's really competitive. And like I said, for this particular website, we've geared them to be optimized better for We Buy Houses than whatever your city is, and then also sell house fast, whatever your city is. So it depends on how large your city is, to how much traffic that your website could potentially get if you ranked in the top 3. But using this example, using the We Buy Houses Birmingham keyword, and then those another 2 or 4 that the homepage could be optimized for, the total potential traffic for this website is about 200 to 300 visitors a month, and that's if you're ranked in the top 5 on all 4 of those keywords. Okay, so that's not too bad. And with that, with that, you might have another couple pages on your website, that might be aimed at ranking for a couple more keywords. So maybe you invest in different markets. As an example, we've got a lot of investors up in Washington State. But this one in particular, he invests in Seattle, but he also invests in Everett, Washington, and Tacoma. So he has a page that is We Buy Houses Everett, Washington. We Buy Houses Tacoma. So that's one really good way you guys can leverage content marketing as well, is just looking at all the cities or locations you guys invest in and build other pages on your site that are targeted toward those specific cities. So maybe if you have another page or 2 aimed at ranking and you get it ranking in the top 5, for a couple more keywords like stop foreclosure Birmingham or something like that, that could add another potential 50 to 75 visitors a month. So that's what the potential is if you're ranking high, okay, in a market like that. So working the numbers here, if you convert 10% of that traffic to a lead, which is about average, we have some members who are converting much higher percentages. We have some members who are converting a little bit lower, and there's various reasons for that. But if you convert 10% of that traffic to a lead, could be a motivated seller, could be a cash buyer, you're at about 1 lead per day. And here's that email from Brittany. You can see she sent it December 4th. And she sent it through the chat thing. It says, this isn't really an InvestorCarrot issue. InvestorCarrot's been great for me. I've been getting about 1 lead every day. But I was wondering what I need to do to take this to the next level. Any suggestions would help. Thanks, Brittany. So what we're walking through today is that suggestion. Okay, so with that 1 lead per day that Brittany's getting, and a lot of other InvestorCarrot members are getting as well, that's 25 to 30 leads a month that you don't have to share, right? You're not buying leads. You're not sharing those leads with 7 other investors. These are your leads. The person came to your site. They opted in. They're your lead. How many of those can you turn into a deal per year? So if you're getting 25 or 30 a month, you're talking 300, 360 a year, around there. Could you turn that many leads into 3 deals, into 5 deals, 10 deals, 30 deals? It really depends on what your strategy is and how well you can close deals. So let's say, so times that number by, let's say, a minimum profit of $2,500, and that's a huge ROI on your time and your InvestorCarrot platform, right? So those numbers are assuming, once again, guys, that you're ranking the top 3 of those search terms in Google. And in many markets, it'll take a little bit more work to get to the top 3 like Brittany did. She invested in the 3 lead per day training, and she actually hired a virtual assistant to go through and apply just part of it, just the link building part, just the part to build the links essentially to it. And that's all she did. And within a few months in the Baltimore market, she's ranking number 1 or number 2 for about 4 or 5 different keyword terms that are bringing her those leads. So all of those leads she's getting, the 1 lead per day, motivated seller leads, it's all through applying just 1 module in the 3 lead per day training and having a VA do it, okay? And in her market, it's a little bit more competitive than, let's say, Klamath Falls, Oregon. So for her to break through to page 1, it required a little bit of extra work getting some links. So here's my way of doing it, which is more traffic. Okay, so I just showed you kind of the less traffic way of doing it, and that's the way that most people do it. So here's my way. So exact same thing I just showed you before. So assuming that you've implemented that same thing I just showed you, the 200 to 300 visitors a month. And now what we're going to do, guys, we're going to stack on top of that. Okay, now we're going to use content, and we're going to stack on top of it. So now you can see there's 11 more pages and 11 more pages. And I'm just using this as an example. The number 11 doesn't matter, but what we're looking at, guys, is rather than 1 or maybe 2 pages on your website having a chance to rank for a couple terms, what we do is we create content targeting specific keyword terms and make it a consistent effort in our business. So if we're posting an article a week, and each one of those articles is specifically written to target specific keywords, and that's the main thing, guys. A lot of people, they'll write random content, and they're writing 2 blog posts a week, and they're like, this is a lot of work. I'm not getting any results from it. And it's because they're not titling their blog post right. They're not going out there and finding, okay, what are people searching, and then writing content on what people are already searching. And I'm going to show you guys how to do that, and I'll give you guys some examples of content that you guys can start writing. So then, like I said, you have consistent blog posts that are optimized for specific keywords. Now this alone right here, if you were only to have 22 extra posts on your site, and that sounds like a lot, but if you think about it, guys, that's one every other week for a year. And that's not a lot. Anyone can sit down for half an hour or an hour and hammer out an article every other week, okay, if you want to get great results. And the cool thing about a content marketing strategy is it's not immediate. So it's not like you're turning on a Google pay-per-click campaign and immediately you're getting leads that day, but it's a compounding effect. So that website that I showed you before, that I talked about before, that has all this traffic, like 80% of that traffic came from articles that I wrote 2 to 3 years ago, even longer. And they keep on ranking, they keep on getting traffic for me. So let's say after this half a year, after the year of doing this consistently, now you've got these 20 some odd, or even more, if you do 1 post a week, now you got 52 extra pages on your site that have a potential for ranking. And you can have 1,000 plus more potential visitors a month. So convert the same 10%, and now you're looking at 3 to 4 leads per day. And the cool thing is, once again, guys, if you were to hammer this out for 6 months or for a year and have all this content, it's ranking, it's bringing in leads. If you stopped doing content marketing that day and didn't do any more articles for 4 months, that same traffic would keep coming in. It would keep coming in, okay? So essentially tripling your traffic and your leads through just some simple content done strategically. So kind of back to this little headline here, coming in the side door, the value of home pages is shifting from traffic driver, and once again, New York Times and Wall Street Journal are saying the majority of their traffic now bypasses the home page. Here's why. So going on what I talked about before, where now we're writing more content. So what's that content going to be about? And this is the main sticking point that I think people have is, you understand, like, yeah, that I see the benefit of having more content and getting more rankings, but I don't know what to write, and I don't know how to write it. And that's what I'm going to go over. So you can see this little dinosaur cartoon here. And on the left side, I think that's the y-axis. I wasn't too good in geometry in high school. I think that's the y-axis. But on the left side, we've got the number of search results. Okay, so that's if you type in real estate, you're going to see probably 75 million results come up in Google. Okay, and you're going to see a lot, but it's going to be very, very generic. It's going to be really hard to rank for real estate. Okay. But then as you go down the dinosaur's tail, that's what we call the long tail in search. It is where you search more specific terms. That could be a motivated seller typing, stop my foreclosure now in Birmingham, rather than stop foreclosure, okay? And the more specific it is, the less competition you're going to have to rank there, and also the higher quality your leads are going to be. And that's where we want to be, guys. We want to be right there in the tail of the dinosaur, writing specific articles, targeting specific keywords that have a potential for getting 20, 50, 100, 75, 40 visitors a month each. And as we stack them up, that's a lot of traffic long term. So here's some examples of generic versus targeted content. I'm going to bounce out real quick and make sure that people can still see my presentation. Yeah, there's definitely going to be a replay, guys. Okay, cool. Okay, cool. Looks like the presentation's working. Last week I launched a presentation. I got 4 slides into it, and people said that the webinar platform was freezing up. So anyway, so examples of generic versus targeted content, and this is where the magic of content marketing comes in, guys. So this right here is where most people who struggle with content marketing, who struggle with getting search rankings in general, this is where most people fail, is they make what they're trying to optimize their pages for, their blog posts for, too generic. So as an example, we buy houses, how to sell my house, investment properties, stop foreclosure. Those are really, really generic phrases. Okay, they don't mention a city, they don't mention anything like that. It's going to be insanely hard to rank for stop foreclosure. Okay, and also even if you rank #1 for stop foreclosure, probably 80% of the traffic that you get is not in your market. They're not in your city, so you can't even benefit from them unless you were to get the leads and sell them. Okay, so now let's work down a little bit further. So now we're getting more specific. So we buy houses in Oregon. How to sell my Oregon house. Investment properties in Oregon. Stop foreclosure in Oregon. So you can see what we're doing here, guys. I took the same keyword phrases on the left, made them a little bit more specific. So now we're going to have less competition to rank for these ones because now we're targeting a specific state. Okay, there's going to be, but still we're competing against everyone around Oregon. Okay, so if I only invest in one city, I'm not targeting my search phrases enough. Okay, so now let's get really targeted. So we buy houses in Beaverton, Oregon. How to sell my Beaverton OR house fast. Investment properties in Beaverton, Oregon. Stop foreclosure now in Beaverton OR. So you can see kind of the progression here, guys. If you're in the red area, if you're writing blog posts that are very generic, and they could be for any city, that's why you're not getting traffic, okay? Because you're competing against the hundreds of thousands of other websites out there that also have a chance of ranking well for that term. As you get more specific now, I'm just competing with other people in Oregon. And then as I get more targeted, if I only invest in Beaverton, or if that page, if Beaverton is one of the cities I invest in, I wrote a page specifically on Beaverton. Now I'm targeting people who are in Beaverton, who are looking to sell their house, or who are looking for investment properties. And it's going to be easier to rank for this. And they're going to be a lot higher quality lead that comes in. So you're going to get less traffic when you get more targeted, but you're going to get a lot higher quality lead and better deal flow. And like I said, the more specific and targeted the phrase, the lower the potential traffic, but the easier to rank for and more targeted it will be. So where you guys want to be is right there on the edge of the orange and the green. Okay, you want to be in green on your blog posts, some in orange, never be in red. Okay, because you're just essentially writing blog posts that no one's ever going to see. So what's truly the goal here with content marketing? Just to kind of set that in your mind, really, guys, it's getting in front of those people searching Google that matter. And the word matter is a biggie because it's not just getting in front of anyone. Okay, I know there's people on here. Ken, you also have an insurance company. If you only sell insurance in, let's say, 2 states, you could care less if you're ranking in a state that you don't sell insurance for, right? So we need to get in front of the people who matter and only with each blog post, and only target that specific blog post or that specific page for the specific person looking for what you got to sell. Okay, so people have a lot higher chance of becoming a customer of yours sooner rather than later when you target it well. So how important, guys, is content marketing to search engine optimization now and in the future, in 2014? So one question we'll get quite a bit is because Carrot is really a great platform for SEO. One thing we get quite a bit is I'm not ranking really well yet, and they've been a member for a month or 2 months, and they're in a city like Phoenix, really competitive city. What we've all got to understand is that if we're looking at the really competitive search phrases like "we buy houses Phoenix," guys, there's probably 75 other investors or 200 other investors just like you trying to rank for that exact same search term. Okay, so the more competitive your market, the larger it is, the harder it's going to be to get on that page 1 to get in the top 3. The way that you do that is by being consistent with your SEO and a few other things that we teach in our 3 lead per day system to really drive your page up. Like I was mentioned before, Brittany, she was on page 2 or page 3 once she had a VA implement just one module of the 3 lead per day training, which was just getting links pointing to her website. And we show you in that training where to get links from. She popped up to, like I said, top 2 in all of her top search rankings, and she's getting 1 lead per day. So for her, it took that little bit of extra leap. For me, in some of my markets, since I'm in small cities, sometimes I don't have to get any links. Just optimize the pages with good keywords, and I'm ranking well. So you just kind of have to look at your location and go, okay, am I in a competitive market? See what happens with your search rankings in the first month, month and a half with doing nothing, and then go, okay, yeah, I need to get higher, and then implement some very simple stuff, guys, that we teach in the 3 lead per day training. It's stuff that you can outsource. It's stuff that you can do yourself in an hour a week, and within a few months get really great rankings and leads coming in. So how important is content marketing to SEO? So here's an article that came out just recently. It says SEO in 2014, how to prepare for Google's 2014 algorithm updates. And within this article, it says content marketing is bigger than ever. Content marketing will move from buzzword to mature marketing movement 2014. And it's saying Google will be looking at companies that have robust content marketing efforts as a sign they're the kind of business Google wants to support. And you can see some of the good content strategy things there. Regular helpful content, social signals, so getting your articles shared on Facebook, and heck, one of the first things that I always do, guys, whenever I write an article is I like it and I tweet it myself because it gets it going, and that's better than nothing. So none of your blog posts should ever have 0 Facebook likes on. They should all have at least 1. Freshness, so essentially getting content out recently. So you can see Google looks at this stuff, and they're looking at how helpful your content is. They're looking at whether other people are looking at it or sharing it. That's not a big part of the rankings, but it is a part. They're looking at whether your site's putting out content on a decently consistent basis. So if they're looking at ranking 2 websites, and one website has never done an article or did one 4 months ago, and this other one's writing an article a week, and all other factors are the same, they're going to rank the one that's posting more relevant and recent content higher. And like this says, guys, the changes you need to make in 2014 depend largely on where your company stands now and what your strategy is. Because I know a lot of people, guys, who are real estate investors, and they could give a crap about content marketing. Okay, they're driving their leads through postcards, or they're driving their leads through pay-per-click, or whatever they're doing. All I can say is content marketing has been awesome for me. That's the way that I've grown all of my businesses, and it's insanely sustainable once you get that base done correctly. Like I said, that one website, it generates the vast majority of its traffic from articles I wrote 2, 3, 4 years ago. And those articles are still making me money every single day, and I haven't touched them in years. That's the power of content marketing. It's not immediate. You got to delay your gratification a little bit, but it works big time. And Google's looking more and more at websites that are focusing on putting good content out. So is content marketing required to generate leads online or even great rankings? No. Just like I said before, guys, don't think you have to do this, okay? It's just another option to get traffic and to get leads if you want to make that part of your tool belt. And Carrot's a great system for it. But when you do it right, content marketing can really ramp things up. And with this simple shift in mindset I walked you through earlier, you can go from this guy, relying on just your homepage to rank and bring in traffic. And like I said, that's not a bad thing. If you Google around your market and you type in, we buy houses, St. Petersburg, Florida, whatever market you're in, and you look at the top 5 search rankings, odds are there's probably 1 or 2 or maybe several websites in there right now that don't have hardly any content in their sites, and they're ranked in the top 5. They've done some other work, probably getting some good links and some other things to rank there. But long term, like if you're in this business long term, and if you want to take a leadership role in your local market as a real estate investor expert, content's the way it's going to be done. And the way that Google keeps on evolving and making their algorithm changes, they keep on leaning toward websites that create great content. So the best long-term strategy in my mind, and this is what I do, is creating great content. So you can go from being this guy who has one shot to get that ranking, or one shot to get that fish in his circumstance, to these guys. What content marketing helps you do is essentially cast a wider net for more shots. More shots at more rankings, different keywords, more traffic that you never would have been able to even reach before. Okay, so here's stats that I took today right before this call on one of my own websites, and you can see here. So this, I don't remember what time frame this was taken on. I don't know if it's the last month or last 2 weeks or whatever. But this right here, so you can see over there on the left, there's the number one and the little slash. So inside of Google Analytics, the little slash means that's your home page. Okay, so that's my home page for this website. So in this time frame, that home page generated about 1,000 visits to the home page. And then you can see where the arrow's pointing. The percentage of my total traffic that the home page generates is 5.53%. Okay, so out of the 1,000 visitors in the last 2 weeks or a month or however long this report was taken, it definitely wasn't over a month. Only 5% of that traffic, guys, came through my homepage. Okay, so here's a larger picture of this. So now we can see the number one post on that entire website. You can see when I wrote that blog post was in 2007. Okay, guys, and that one post in the same amount of time has generated 4,300 visits, while my homepage only generated 1,000. So you can see the power of content marketing here. That one blog post that I wrote 5 years ago is generating a huge hunk of my overall traffic. Then down below the homepage, you see one that's only 2 visitors behind, how to create a business plan for your real estate business. That's another 1,000 visitors. So you can see, guys, how important it is to get great content out there to further grow your business. And this is the power of it right here. So if I only focused on my homepage and put content on my homepage and a few other pages, my total traffic for my website would probably be around 1,200, whatever it is, 1,200 a month if this was a month snapshot, rather than 18,000. So 94.5% of my traffic in this site comes from pages other than my homepage. I'll get into this a little bit. I'm just thinking in my mind right now, thinking of the members who are on here on this call, because I know a lot of you guys have talked to you on the phone, talked to you on email. In the insurance market, like Ken, he also owns an insurance company in Florida. And in the insurance market, if you're wanting to ramp this up for your business, can you imagine, Ken, going from 300 visitors a month to that insurance site to 7,000 visitors a month or 3,000 visitors a month by writing content that your market would care about? So let's say someone who needs your type of insurance. Of course, your homepage, you're trying to rank that for, I think it's called PEO insurance. For let's say your homepage, you're wanting to rank for, I'm just going to make up a term, best PEO insurance or PEO insurance brokers in Florida. Okay, so let's say that's the ranking for the homepage. Your blog post could be on a ton of different topics. It could be on how to evaluate PEO insurance. That's a blog post right there. It could be on, there's another blog post on the pros and cons of PEO insurance, or how much does PEO insurance cost. So those are all different content pieces that your market has in their mind. They're searching Google. You need to be the one getting in front of them. So in other words, guys, simply by writing a couple good targeted articles a month, I increased my traffic by 18 times. I know in this call, I only marketed that you can triple your traffic, right? But I've increased my traffic, guys, by 18 times by applying this, and you can do the exact same thing, okay? So in just showing another example of how this works so well, then I'll get into the application of how you do it. The big boys really dominate with it too. So you can see here on the left side, I typed in "We Buy Houses Atlanta" into the Google search. And I don't remember how far down the page this was. It might have been number 3 or number 4 or something like that. But you can see that WeBuyUglyHouses.com website, okay? So this is a big mindset shift to make, guys. WeBuyUglyHouses.com, it's a big national company. They're owned by a public company. They invest in, or at least they generate leads in dozens, if not hundreds of cities around the country, okay? And they're not trying to make their homepage rank for 75 cities. Their homepage is ranked for probably a more generic term, and then they do content marketing. They create sub-pages. They create pages in their website for each city. So they have a We Buy Houses Atlanta page. So if you were to click this, it's going to take you to their We Buy Houses Atlanta, Georgia page. Okay. They have one for all the other cities they rank for too. So if you are an investor and you invest in multiple different cities, or there's different locations within your city that people identify your city as, you should have a different page on each one of those. I'm not talking a different website. I'm talking on the same website. Let's say if you're targeting We Buy Houses Birmingham, Alabama, and if there's cities around Birmingham, create another page in your website that's We Buy Houses whatever that city is, Alabama, and how to, sell house fast, that other city, Alabama. Okay, so this is how we get multiple pages out there, guys. So here's another great example of it. The big boys like Zillow and Trulia, who generate millions of visitors a year, probably a month. If you search up investment properties insert any city, guys. Investment properties in Portland, investment properties in Phoenix, investment properties in New York, investment properties in whatever. Zillow or Trulia and LoopNet are probably going to be on page 1. Okay, LoopNet's in top 5 of almost everything. And it's not their homepage ranking there. And you can see there, this is their Arizona, and then it's their Phoenix investment properties for sale page. So same thing with them. They have hundreds, if not thousands, of pages out there that are all grabbing rankings. Their homepage probably accounts for 2% of their overall traffic. Okay, and you can do the same thing, guys. Like I said, one of the easiest ways to do this is sit down right now and go, okay, what cities do I invest in? Write those on a piece of paper right now and create a new page on each city. We buy houses, enter that city, write the content, or even take the content from your homepage, paste it in there, change it up a little bit, of course, swapping out the city name, save it, you're done. And then create the next one. We buy houses, Eugene, Oregon. And now you've got 5, 6, 7 different pages, all optimized for certain cities that you invest in, all going out there and getting traffic for you. So starting, I hope you guys are kind of starting to see the potential now with content marketing, why I'm so excited about it. I hired a guy, he'll likely be full-time here in the next month, paying him a lot of money to push forward a good part of our content marketing here at InvestorCarrot. So we're going to start doing probably 2 solid blog posts a week, starting on January 1st, the first week anyway. Just putting out great content for our market, for you, our customers, for people who aren't our customers yet. Just great value, great content, targeted for specific keyword phrases most of the time, and getting more and more rankings. And it's kind of cool, up to this point, about 80% of our customers in InvestorCarrot, so I'm relating how I do this in a different market other than buying properties. So about 80% of our customers right now in InvestorCarrot came through from search engine optimization, 2 different pages. So we've got a page up that is, let me just bounce out right here. I wasn't planning on doing this. Let's see. Okay, let me just show you guys this, then I'll bounce back into the presentation. Okay, so I'm just going to do this. I could be falling flat on my face here, but let's get real estate investor. Okay, and you can see, guys, here's a little trick for you, a little tip. When I'm typing in here into Google, or I could type it right here too, into the actual Google page, real estate investor, and you can see it's giving me suggested searches based on what people are typing in. So I'm just going to type in SQ. So you can see people are looking for real estate investor squeeze page examples. So when I was going through and writing some content months and months ago, I'm like, okay, I want to get some traffic. I want to get some extra customers. I'm going to write 3 or 4 blog posts targeting certain keyword phrases. And this is all I did, guys. I started typing up phrases around my market, and it gave me ideas. I'm like, okay, I looked and saw what else was here, what else is ranked here on the page, and I went and created my own deal. So you can see here's people paying to be here. They're probably paying between $1 and $4 per click. There's 1.1 million other competing pages for this term, and you can see this page is here. Investor Pro, they've been around for frickin' eons, it seems like. And then you can see here's OnCarrot, oncarrot.com. And all I did, guys, I wrote a darn article. In this one, I didn't even title that. I didn't even title this one Real Estate Investor Squeeze Page Examples, but I put that keyword in here. So you can see real estate landing page examples, some other things. This thing's ranking. It's getting traffic. We actually had a person who ended up joining today. He commented on it the other day. Okay, so now what if I type in real estate investing landing? Okay, so I'm just going to do this, real estate investor landing page. Honestly, I don't even know if I rank for this. It'd be kind of interesting to see. So you can see right there, the same page, real estate investor landing pages. It's ranked number 4. So I'm not getting like a ton of traffic from it, but I'm getting traffic from it. Click here, it's going to the same page. So we're generating customers to InvestorCarrot doing exactly what I'm teaching you guys today. Okay? And it's all a matter of just scheduling stuff, and I'll show you guys here in a bit. So content marketing made easy. Here's my process, guys. Here's where to start writing stuff down. So I know what's going on in your mind right now because I went through the same thing, everyone that I teach this to, this always goes through their mind, is they're like, I don't know what to write about. If that's not going through your mind, then amen. Awesome for you. Go out and start writing. And then the second thing people come up with is I don't have the time to do it. And right now, that's kind of my roadblock is I know exactly what to write about because I know the process and how to find exactly what people are already searching. And I just write about that. I don't guess. I don't like guess and go, okay, what are people writing about? I do exactly what I showed you there using that quick little Google auto suggest trick and to find article titles, and I just write an article on that. Okay, so I'm going to show you guys how to eliminate both of these, and I'm going to show you how I've eliminated both. So let's help you blast through both of these, but first a quick little exercise to kind of give you a different perspective on content marketing, because one of the biggest things that I always had a problem with was sitting down in front of my computer, in front of a blank screen, and going, okay, I know I'm supposed to write content, I know it's going to help my company, but I don't know what to write about. And then before I knew it, I'd be searching around the internet, I'd find Facebook, and then I wouldn't write the post for that day, okay? Because I really didn't know what to write about before I sat down. And here's a quick exercise to help you find a different way to do it. So look at this picture. I'm not going to keep it up for too long, but look at this picture. You see all kinds of stuff, right? Flowers, mountains, sky, clouds, snow, prairie. If I was to take this away right now, this second, and say you have to write an article right now on something in here, it's probably going to take you a little bit more time to decide what to write an article for. Okay, since I already narrowed your focus a little bit, saying you have to write an article on this, on this picture. So you could write an article on any one of those things, but maybe it took you 5 seconds to say, yeah, I'm going to write an article on those flowers and how prairie flowers grow or whatever. Okay, so now what I want you to do is look at this. Okay, this is a very similar picture, but I made it drastically different by doing one thing. So look at this, guys. You're looking through a tube at a mountain peak. What are you going to write about now? There's only one thing to write about at the end of the tube. It's the mountain peak. Okay, maybe there's a tree there. But now when you look at this, you're going to sit down and go, okay, I don't have many options on what to write about because my options are already defined. I'm just going to sit down and write about how to climb that mountain or whatever it is. So for me, guys, that's what works for me is I never sit down in front of my computer with a blank screen and go, okay, what am I going to write about today? I always go into that with a very narrowed focus on the topic I'm going to write about, and then that helps me get something going pretty quickly. So the way to write with ease that's worked for me, like I said, is to really restrict your choices and focus on specific topics. And I'm going to show you some very specific topics you guys can do in your investment business here in a second. So step one in this whole content creation process is number one, guys, you need to realize and make this mindset shift that you're creating content every single day already, okay? You're a content creator already. You just need to start leveraging it and sharing it on your website. So as an example of that, as a real estate investor, let's say you talked to a motivated seller yesterday and they had a couple objections that came up or a couple questions that came up that you dealt with really, really well, and they ended up setting up an appointment with you. That, guys, is a blog post. Okay, so if a motivated seller asked you these questions over the phone, odds are motivated sellers are Googling those same things online to find the answer. Okay, so let's say a motivated seller says, well, how does this work? What's the process of it? And then over the phone, you dive into what the process is. So maybe that's a blog post. What is the process to selling my home to an investor? Okay, that's the blog post. Or let's say a cash buyer says, I'm new. I've got the money. I'm new to really investing. I'm learning. So how do I analyze a deal? How do I find deals in the Chicago area that are any good? And that's where you pull away and go, okay, that's an opportunity. If this guy's asking it, I know a lot of other people are asking the same thing on Google. So go and you're going to write a blog post on how to analyze a real estate deal in Chicago. Okay? You write a blog post teaching people how to analyze the deal. You're going to get traffic from it. You can send your cash buyer list there to give them value. Or like I said, write a post on where to find the best investment properties in Chicago. Okay? If the guy on the phone asked it, you should write a blog post on it because there's other people asking for it as well. So that's step one, guys, is whatever you're doing in your businesses right now, every single day you have content. You just need to get that content and put it on your website. as a great example for Carrot, one thing that I've got so much content piled up, guys. My thing right now is, hire the guy that's going to help me implement and getting it online. But every single day, I've got potential pieces of content that we can get out to people. As an example, an email that I sent back, an email response I sent back to a customer yesterday that was asking about certain SEO, search engine optimization things. I should have taken that darn answer I gave him, went over, wrote a blog post on it and published it. That's a piece of content that's up. I already wrote it to that customer. Why not just put it online for other people to benefit from too? Same thing goes for this video. Okay, so while I'm doing this video, maybe it makes sense to post a portion of this video on our blog and title it after a certain keyword term that is content marketing for real estate investors. Okay, optimize that. I've got a portion of it there, and then of course to get the rest of it, they have to join to be an InvestorCarrot member. So just realize that every single day you're creating content, and maybe for the next week or several days, carry a notepad around with you or something and go and write a note. Go, okay, that right there, that'd be a great piece of content. That right there, that's a great piece of content. Okay. So step 2 is create a simple content plan, and this is what really helps it stick together for me. And I hope I'm not kind of bulldozing you guys over here, but I'm showing you guys my strategy, and then here in about 10 minutes, I'm going to really hone in on exactly what you guys can write about this week, next week, 3 weeks down the road. I'm going to give you guys exact titles, articles, concepts, the whole thing. Okay. So, but what I'm going in now is going to help you. So I'm kind of, teaching you the fish instead of just giving you the fish, because after you run out of those things that I give you, I want you to be able to then go and be a great content marketer moving forward to grow your business. So there's something that I kind of penned. At least I was the first one that heard that I heard say it. I'm not going to say that I made it up, but I create what I call content pillars, and for me, this really makes writing my content easier. Okay, I was on a call with a new member of ours up in Pittsburgh. They're a really active investor, and that was one of the questions she asked was, what should I write content on? And I said, what the easiest thing to really write your content on is, first I said, come join this call, but the easiest way to manage your content is pick a few things each month that you write that same content for every month. Okay, here's an example. Here's my fancy little pillars. So over here on the left side, maybe one pillar of your content strategy is coming up with a list of keywords that people are searching into Google, like I showed you there a few seconds ago. Maybe spend 15 minutes doing that one day and write down 10 good solid keyword phrases that pop up there that you can write an article on. So that right there, maybe one article a month is a keyword targeted article, or maybe 2 a month, whatever you decide, is a keyword targeted article. Okay, so on the second Tuesday of every month, you're going to write a keyword targeted article. Done deal. All you got to do is look at your list, grab that, put that title in your title in your blog post, and start writing. So maybe another piece of content that you can write each month is a how-to article. Okay, so maybe sit down for 10 minutes one day or right after this call, and think of what your potential market or your potential customer might be Googling to learn how to do something. Okay, so a motivated seller, here's some for you: how to sell my house fast in city. Okay, that's a how-to article. Walk them through the 4 steps to sell their house faster. How to stage my house in Chicago. Okay, so if someone's looking to sell their home, what things might they be looking to learn how to do? How to sell my house to a real estate investor. How to sell my house without a real estate agent. That's one that people search, believe it or not. Okay, so that's one content pillar. So let's say that one's the 3rd Tuesday of every month, and then when that day rolls around, you look at your list of how-to ideas that you wrote, grab one, and you start writing. You're done in 20 minutes. Okay, and then one right here. This is my favorite. Of course, I would suggest doing updates on your business. So these ones necessarily aren't really going to help you rank, but they really help you build credibility when someone lands on your website. Is when you do a deal, post the information about the deal on a blog post. Hey, here's our 123 Oak Street deal. It closed yesterday. Here's some pictures. Here's what we did. Blah blah blah. That's kind of a cool thing. Or if you hired someone new, do a blog post on hiring them. Okay, it's just really good for building a connection with someone browsing your website. But one of my favorite things is real estate market statistics reports. And I did this for years. We stopped doing it about a year ago because our specific source of stats that we were using, they stopped doing the type of reports that we were looking for, and it just became, it wasn't the exact report that we were looking for. But I'm going to show you guys some specific places that you can get real estate stats that you can turn into a report or have an assistant do it, or I'm going to show you guys where you can find writers to write for you if you don't want to do this yourself. Okay, but what we'll do is every single month write a real estate stats report for your city. Okay, so let's say as an example you're in Chicago, you should be putting out a January 2014 Chicago real estate statistics report. That's the title of your post. And in February, it's the exact same title. You just put February 2014 Chicago real estate statistics report. March, the same thing. Okay, and then you're just regurgitating information that you find online. People type that every single month. People in Chicago, in St. Petersburg, in Austin, in Roseburg, Oregon, are looking for real estate stats on the area. Okay, and if you can become that voice in your market, people are going to start to reference you. They're going to start to come to your website, join your list, your buyers list, so they can get that report every month. Okay, so that's the importance of content pillars, guys. You can choose other ones, but all I'm saying is to make it really easy for you to do content is decide on 2 or 3 pillars that are okay. I'm going to write down 10 keyword targeted articles right now. That way I've got my next 10 articles for that content pillar already planned out anyway. I'm going to write 5 to 10 how-to topics that my market is in. I'm going to write that in the same piece of paper today. And I'm going to write, okay, I'm going to do a real estate stats report every month. Okay, so that's your 3 articles for the month right there. 1 keyword targeted article, 1 how-to article, 1 real estate stats report. Done deal, guys. Makes it way, way simple. And then after you decide on your pillars, just put it on your darn schedule. Okay. For me, if I don't have it on my schedule, I tend not to do it. So for me, once I come up with that plan, it's like, okay, the first Tuesday of every month, I'm doing the real estate stats report for last month. The second Tuesday of every month, I'm going to do a how-to article, and then the fourth Tuesday of every month, I'm going to do the keyword targeted article. Okay, and then it's on the calendar. And there's no thinking about it. When that Tuesday rolls around, you sit down, you grab your list of stuff, you start typing, you're done in 15-20 minutes. So here's a couple little things. You don't really need to pay attention to this a ton, but here's some stats that we pulled from our own websites and from research that we've done. If you're really a stickler on like when you think you need to be posting and stuff, here's some better options for you. If you post on Sunday, that's no big deal, okay? Because you're looking to get your post ranked, so it really doesn't matter as far as SEO goes what day yours is posted. The reason that we have looked at these days is because on our websites, these are the days when, on this particular website anyway, when we had the most traffic. So we thought, well, we want to post our fresh articles when there's going to be the most amount of people there to read them. Like I said, don't read into this too much. If you're kind of a geek on this stuff, you write it down. But if not, post it any day, anytime. It does not matter for SEO. Okay. And then what you got to do, of course, is getting it ranked in Google. And here's an example of one of our past members. He's not a member now. He stopped investing in real estate a little while ago, but here's a screenshot of it, and this is one when we were writing his content for him. Kenosha, Wisconsin real estate market stats, July 2012. You can see his website is ranking #1 in that search term over Trulia, over city data, over all kinds of other stuff. And every single month, we were pumping those out for him and getting him rankings. But the reason that works so well is the title of your blog post, guys, should be the keywords or the key phrases that people are typing in. Okay, the title should be that long tail phrase, like I was talking before. It shouldn't be real estate stats, or it shouldn't be Chicago real estate stats. It should be July 2014 Chicago real estate statistics. Okay, the whole thing, because people are going to be looking for specific stats for specific month and year. Okay, so here's kind of another example to really drill that in on how important it is to title your post, because this is what's going to help you rank better. Here's a quick little report that I pulled up, just looking at the stage of a keyword phrase. Okay, so here's Queenstown. Okay, so the word Queenstown, it's a location, of course. That right there has about 7.7 million competing results. So competing web pages that you're competing with to rank there. Okay, as I get further down that long tail that I was talking about before, and the phrase gets more specific, there's less competition. There's also less traffic, but there's less competition. So in this example, if I was a wheelchair backpacker and I was looking for accommodations, or if I had a hotel that had either was by a place with great backpacking and had accessibility for wheelchair, I would not be focusing on backpacker accommodation Queenstown. I'd be writing a blog post called Wheelchair Backpacker Accommodation Queenstown Dog Allowed. Okay, and maybe I'd write one Wheelchair Backpacker Accommodation Queenstown. Okay, I would not do a blog post on Queenstown or accommodation Queenstown. It could be too much competition. All right. I'm just going to bump over that real quick. So here's some resources. If you're kind of interested in doing a market stats report, you can hire someone online, guys, to compile the information for you and put the report on your website. But here's a URL right here, zillow.com/local-info. So you can pull up most cities and it'll give you up-to-date real estate stats. So you can point your VA or someone in your office or yourself can go there and quickly grab the same little indicators every single month that you want to put in your report. Here's another one, movoto.com/statistics. Same kind of thing. You can go there, put in your city. It'll give you all kinds of up-to-date stats. You can just go there. That's part of your process every month if you want to create a real estate stats report. Go there, grab the stats, write it up, take you half an hour, done deal. Trulia.com/city is another one. And then this one, I need to check it again to see if they have it up there. Because it was there, then it wasn't, then it was again. But Realtor.com has a really good, or had a really good real estate statistics portal that that we were having our assistant go into to grab stuff. Okay, and here's a cool little tip here also. This is kind of like a bonus tip. Let me see if there's any questions in here. Yeah, so Martha's asking, what about targeting in different counties in your area? Yeah, Martha, awesome question. So the answer to that is yes. Okay, so as an example, let's go online right here. Open this puppy up here, and let's go. What market are you in again, Martha? What city? What city is your main city? Okay. She's not mentioned. I'm just going to go with an example. I got a couple other questions here that I'll answer. So let's say that you were in Los Angeles. Okay. So one thing that I would do is I would do I'm just going to go to Google and type up counties around Los Angeles. Okay. Right here, Wikipedia has a good little resource for me, and I can go in here and look at all the different counties. Okay. So here's Los Angeles County, Orange County, Ventura County, Inland Empire. I'm sure there's a lot more in here, and you could do certain cities if you wanted to too. Like if you wanted to go hog wild and really dominate that stuff, what I would do is I would spend maybe half an hour going through and writing down all of the possible cities and counties and names of locations that you would invest in. Okay, that might take, like I said, half an hour to write those down. You might come up with 5, you might come up with 25. Write those down and then create your content schedule. Okay, so maybe don't get too caught up in the fact that it's 25 different articles. That gets daunting. Okay, think of the fact that you're going to write one per week, and then within whatever it is, 3 or 4 months, you're going to have those written. Okay, then you're going to have those 25 pages written for you, and you broke them up with one per week. That's really easy to do. Or some people would rather just sit there for 2 days and just hammer them out and get them all done, whatever works for you. So what I would do is I would write maybe optimize your homepage for whatever your main city is. So if your main city is Los Angeles, maybe it's We Buy Houses Los Angeles CA. Maybe that's what you optimize your homepage for. But then create other pages that is, we buy houses Los Angeles County and optimize that one for that. We buy houses Orange County. We buy houses Ventura County. We buy houses Inland Empire. We buy houses Riverside, California. We buy houses Oxnard. I mean, you could go as deep as you wanted to with this, guys. Or you could look at other keywords, sell house fast in Los Angeles. So if you wanted to take that one step further, even with all of these different cities, so let's say you do one page or blog post for Los Angeles County for We Buy Houses Los Angeles County, then heck, you could do another one called Stop Foreclosure Los Angeles County, Stop Foreclosure Orange County. I mean, you get the idea here, guys. You can get as detailed or as basic as you want to. The choice is yours. Of course, the more content, the better targeted you make it, the more traffic you're going to get. Okay, that's the way it's going to be. You just need to decide whether that's what you want to be part of your strategy or not. Because some people are really great at direct mail, and they're like, I don't want to put in the work to do that. I'd rather just send out some postcards and do a few deals a month. Okay, so you just need to decide on what works better for you with that. Let's see. Okay, yeah, so Martha's in Texas. So same thing there, Martha. So, Dallas, we buy houses in Dallas. We buy houses Fort Worth, Texas. We buy houses Austin, Texas. How to sell my house fast in Austin. Best real estate agents for investors in Austin. Best real estate agents for investors in Dallas. Best real estate agents for investors in Fort Worth. You get the idea there, okay? So that's really, really cool stuff. I can't remember what I was going to dive into after this, but let me see. So here's kind of the cool bonus tip I wasn't planning on sharing with you guys. Let me see if I can find July. So you can see right here, guys, I'm typing into Google, and Google's even giving me right here, Vancouver real estate statistics, July 2012. You can see how people are searching this stuff, okay? So I'm going to do July 2012, do 2011. I'm just going to see, because I don't remember when we were posting these in this particular website. But anyway, one extra tip, guys, this is a really cool tip, is if you want to get really advanced in this stuff and really find other ways to rank high, excuse me. Okay, write this down if you want to get way advanced with it. Okay, so let's say you're writing those articles. Let's say you wrote an article on, January 2014 Chicago real estate statistics, or Chicago real estate statistics January 2014. Okay, so you write that on your blog. Awesome. That's one way to rank. Then what we would be doing is then we went to a few websites where we could post that same content. So docstock.com. It's free. You can go in there and create a free profile. We would take that same information, we would create it into a PDF, so just make it a PDF or a Word document, whatever you want to do, and then we would upload it to our DocStock account, which is free, and then we would title that the same thing, Chicago Real Estate Statistics, January 2014. What we were finding was and then we would link back to our website. Our DocStock pages were ranking insanely well, and some of our DocStock pages, let me see if I can find my profile, some of our DocStock pages were getting a ton of views. Like we had some of our stats reports getting viewed 2,000 times, and we had them branded, like our PDFs were branded with our logo, had our URL on them. So same thing, Ken, in the insurance market. If you're creating content, get the content on your site, make it a PDF, and then upload it to DocStock as well, titling it your keywords, getting your logo and URL in there, which is going to be driving content back or traffic back to you. And there's other websites you can do the same thing. Here's another one called slideshare.com. This one's more for presentations. So if you wanted to have a VA take that exact same content and make it into a 3 or 4 slide presentation, title it the same keyword, and then now you might have your SlideShare page ranking well there, and then you can link back within your presentation to your site, and you can see right here too. There's a link back there to your site. Okay, so that's one thing that we've done is when we find something that works. Let's say you find that those real estate stats reports in your market are working well. Okay, just build upon that. Then add the DocStock thing. Have your VA or assistant take it. Take the article, make it a PDF, put it in here, and title it this, okay? And then if that's working, have your VA make it into a 3 or 4 slide presentation. Put it into SlideShare, title it. You get the idea. And that's how you really compound stuff on top of each other with the same content. Taking that same content and getting out to 3 or 4 different places. Okay, so let me blow through this, guys. If you guys have questions, keep on throwing them through, because the way my mind works, sometimes I'll kind of go off topic like I did right there, kind of on some more advanced stuff. But here's some specific content ideas, guys, that you can run with. Okay, so this right here makes it to where you have no excuses to not starting right at least some content here in the next 3 weeks. Okay, so here's some things that buyers search for online. How to analyze deals. Okay, so if you're a buyer of real estate and you're decently newer, and you yourself are of course looking to build a cash buyer list and sell properties, it'd be a good idea to write a page or a blog post called "How to Analyze Real Estate in Chicago." How to analyze real estate deals in Chicago. Okay, write that up and publish that to your buyers list, and hopefully it starts to rank if you've optimized it using our SEO tool. Move in, move out forms for landlords. Okay, this one form, guys, for me, I wrote a post on this on one of my sites. This one form has been downloaded 17,000 times, and to download it, they had to opt in. They had to opt in to download this form, and we were trying to attract buyers of real estate. Okay, we were trying to attract. Okay, if someone is looking for a move in, move out form to download, odds are they probably own an investment property, and they're probably a small-time investor, because the bigger investors aren't going to be going to Google and looking for a move-in, move-out form. They probably have a duplex or a single-family house or maybe a few small properties. So if we're looking to sell that kind of person real estate, we should help give them resources that are going to help them out. A move-in, move-out form. They join our list. Now we can start marketing them our opportunities. How to find tenants. So that's the same thing. How to find good tenants in Chicago. Okay, that's a blog post. How to estimate repairs. How to estimate repairs in Chicago. Best Chicago contractors. Chicago, Illinois real estate rehabbers. I mean, those are all different types of topics you can write posts or pages on. How to fund your deals. How to find real estate funding. Private money for real estate in Chicago. How to find private lenders in Chicago, Illinois. Okay, you guys get the idea here. You're publishing information that at that time has nothing to do with them buying your property, but has everything to do with you getting traffic, you getting them on your list, and then you can start to sell them deals later. You're being a resource for them. Investor-friendly agents in Chicago. Okay, so if someone's searching that, they're probably a real estate investor. They could give a crap if they're working with an agent. They just want to find good deals. So if you can serve up a really good blog post that maybe walks through your top 3 investor-friendly agents in Chicago, and then let those agents know about it, maybe they'll tweet it out, or maybe they'll send it to their list of people and drive traffic from them over to you, because now you're vetting them and giving them credibility. You guys see how this works. I mean, if you really want to take this and run with it, your investment website could be generating 30,000 visitors a month if you want it to, and building a cash buyer list of 7, 8, 10, 20, 50 leads a day if you really crank it. Okay, really cool stuff you can do. Investing with your IRA in real estate in Chicago. You notice how I'm always adding the city in here, guys, because like I showed you before, I'm trying to get to that long tail. Because if I just write a blog post called "Investing with Your IRA," odds are I'm not going to rank high, because I'm competing with everyone else in the world who's trying to write a blog post on that. And also, I'm probably not going to attract my target audience in Chicago. So I need to be putting my city or location on these titles. Investing with your IRA in Chicago, or at least put it in your content pretty blatantly. Best investment property areas in Chicago. Capital gains tax rates for your state. That, guys, I showed you guys before on my stats. That one post right there, I wrote it in 2007. That one post is my single highest trafficked post ever. It is month after month. And the way we've been monetizing it, right now there isn't one in there, but we were selling ads to capital gains tax attorneys. So we're like, hey guys, this is the top trafficked page on the entire internet on this topic. You can buy an ad for $500 a month on this page. because now we're helping we're helping an attorney access their market when they weren't able to otherwise, and we have a great resource online for our visitors. Best property managers in Chicago, all kinds of things. So things sellers search for. How to stop foreclosure in Chicago. Okay, so don't write a blog post or a page called How to Stop Foreclosure. Write it How to Stop Foreclosure in Chicago, or How to Stop Foreclosure Now in Chicago. How foreclosure affects credit scores. So same thing. Write a blog post on that. In your post, make sure you put your location in there a lot. Chicago, Rosemont, which is just a suburb of Chicago. Loan modification options in Chicago. How to sell my house fast in Chicago. How to sell my house fast in Rosemont. How to sell my house fast in whatever other suburbs there are. The foreclosure process in Illinois. The foreclosure process in Chicago. Selling real estate to a Chicago real estate investor. Selling real estate to an investor. Walking away from my home in Chicago. And believe it or not, guys, we've done the research on this. People are actively Googling, can I walk away from my home? Can I walk away from my home mortgage in whatever city? Avoiding realtor commissions in Chicago. Debt counselor cities in Chicago, the whole thing. So private lenders. Private lenders most of the time aren't looking for the term private lending. Okay, a lot of the times people aren't going to Google and going, how do I become a private lender? Most of the time they're going, okay, I just want to find better investments. And if you can serve up content for that, investing in real estate with my IRA in Oregon, stock market updates potentially, because that person's looking for updates. That's kind of a bad idea, but it's in there. Fair interest rates to charge as a private lender, or you could do it the other way around. It could be, what would a private lender earn in Oregon? What is trust deed investing in Oregon? Trust deed investor options in Oregon? Passive real estate investing in Oregon? Private money lending in Oregon? Private money lending in Portland, Oregon? Even better. Private lending transaction documents. So it could be private lender contract. Like that could be the name of it. Free private lender contract. It could be how to record a private lending note in Oregon. I mean, you guys get the idea here. Just there's billions of ideas. We just need to kind of think like our prospect. Go, okay, what really is a seller looking for? And other than them typing "We Buy Houses Chicago," what else would they be going to Google and looking for? Maybe they're looking to modify their loan before they're looking to sell a property. So if you can get them when they're looking for a loan modification in Chicago, then you're building credibility with them along as you go, and you have a better chance of them picking you to sell their house to when they want to sell their house. Okay. So now it comes to the question. I just gave you a billion ideas on content, so you've got no loss for ideas. And now it comes to the second issue that I addressed before that a lot of people have. Okay, so I just eliminated that roadblock of what to write. Okay, I showed you guys how to create your content pillars, how to schedule it, I gave you guys ideas. That right there will fill you up for the next 3 months if you want to. And the cool thing is, guys, let's say you're in Chicago and you wrote an article on best investor-friendly agents in Chicago, and someone else wrote one on best investor-friendly agents in St. Petersburg. Guys, the ideas I gave you, it doesn't matter if someone else in another city is writing an article on that same thing. Okay, it doesn't even matter if someone else in your same city is writing an article that's titled the exact same thing. Okay, because your content's going to be different. And if you use our SEO Grader tool to optimize for that phrase, then you're probably going to be doing pretty darn good in the search rankings. So now we're going to eliminate the objection of I don't have the time to write the content. So number one, we all have the time. It's just a matter of setting deadlines. Like for me, I love writing content. I love writing, not in real estate, but I love writing content for entrepreneurs, for just really inspiring people, walking people through how to be entrepreneurs and really build great lives and great businesses. And one thing that I would always get people asking me to write for them, write for their newsletter or whatever it is, and I would stick with it for like a month or two. And I looked back and I was like, I love writing. Why can I never get this done? Why does it feel like a chore? Excuse me, I'm trying to get rid of a cold. And the reason it felt like a chore was because I work on deadlines. Like I've got to have a deadline, otherwise I don't get something done. And so then I said, okay, let's make real deadlines where I got to get content. So I started writing a column in our newspaper. It's a monthly column on entrepreneurship in our newspaper. And at first, like a year ago, he said, just send me some articles whenever you get them. I never sent him one because I never had a deadline. But as soon as he said, okay, I'm going to publish your article the first Monday of every month, okay, then that's a deadline. I got to get my darn article done the last day of every month. Okay, so now, like clockwork, for a year, I've been pumping out those articles. I love it. It's easy. Same thing for another thing I started writing weekly posts for, and I'm actually writing that post tomorrow. And same thing, my buddy is running the website. It's actually hosted on InvestorCarrot. We've generated like 400 leads in the last month. It's in the business consulting side of things. And he writes 4 blog posts a week, and I write one on Thursday. So now I just know I just got to write one on Thursday, and I've done it every single week. So if you set yourself a deadline and have other people rely on you for it, then that's where it really gets done. So just like I teach in our SEO trainings, the key, is really writing content for the specific keywords like I was mentioning before. That right there is the main difference between people who are writing blog posts and they're not getting any extra traffic and people who are writing blog posts and getting a ton of extra traffic. Because you might get one or a handful of blog posts that just really resonate with Google and with the market, like my capital gains tax rate one. So that right there, guys, if you have a real estate website focusing on generating buyer leads, write a darn post on capital gains tax rates for Illinois, whatever your state is. Google that, go to the Illinois site, whatever it is, grab the tax rates, write a post on it. That right there, guys, is an insanely great place to find, to get traffic. And if you think about it, who is searching for capital gains tax rates? It's people who are looking to sell properties. People who are looking to sell investment properties specifically, or businesses. Okay, so if you can get in front of them and show them that you buy investment properties, I mean, who knows? That might be an investment partner. It could be a person to buy a property from. But I think everyone should do that. It's way simple. Write a darn blog post on Illinois capital gains tax rates, or whatever your state is. Okay, so the people who are focusing on those specific keywords versus the people who aren't are the ones who are getting the rankings. So here's some places where you can get content written for you. Okay, and I've used all of these sources, so I've personally vetted them, and I still use this one right here. So this one called textbroker.com. You can go there, sign up. It's free to sign up. And then you can go on there and find writers all around the world. They have a ton of U.S. writers, and it's kind of cool how they price it. They price it based on how good the writing is. Okay, so you can see at the top, legible. I never choose legible. I kind of stay in between average and excellent. If I need something insanely great, then I'll choose professional. The people who are the professional, in that professional level, and they charge 67 cents per word, or I guess that's 0.67 cents per word, so almost 7 cents a word. The people who are in that level, they are really great writers. A lot of them are PhDs, are master's degrees, graduate degrees, whatever it is. They're great writers, and a lot of them you can say, I want to find someone who is in real estate. Maybe they might be a real estate agent themselves, and they're a great writer. You can hire those people through here. So Text Broker, that's the best place that we found to get great articles written for you. It can be expensive if you're getting a lot of content written. So like I say in here, I would budget 40 to 50 bucks a month minimum, and that's having, that's probably staying in the average to excellent range. They're not really gonna optimize your blog post for SEO most of the time, or they're probably not gonna do very well if they do, but they're gonna write you some good content. And then what I do is I dive in, optimize the post using our SEO grader tool for the keyword, and that at least made it easier. So 40 or 50 bucks a month, you can probably get a couple solid articles done a month, and then you'd have to dive in and just optimize them for your keywords. Here's another one. This one's called guru.com. You can see there's 74,000 writers in guru.com who are writing, and there's one gal right there in Atlanta, another one in Canada, New Hampshire. I mean, these are people who you can see what they're earning per year just through this website. They're making some darn good money. So if you love writing, go in here and you can make 85 grand a year writing. Okay, But you can see they show their minimum fees and all that kind of stuff. And the one down below, the Elf Productions, you see they charge a lot. Their minimum budget is $1,000. So they're probably not going to be the one you're going to choose, but maybe the gal up top, minimum budget is 25. You can get an article done for 25, 30 bucks, have her do 1 or 2 a month. And some of these people might even be able to get them optimized for SEO. And this is something that we've started, is our new content service where it's all written in-house. So most of it's here actually in the loft. It's not farmed overseas. It's written and or edited by actual real estate investors or people who know the real estate market really well. And the way we write them, and we're a lot more expensive, honestly, guys, than those other people. The way that we write them, we write great content, but also we write them directly with SEO in mind for your market. So each article targets specific keywords in your market. We do 4 blog posts a month to your website, so you don't have to worry about it. It just happens. They're just posted while you sleep. And we've got a few people in that plan right now, and we have capacity for 5 more right now. Like I said, it's not cheap. It's $200 a month, $199 a month, and that includes your membership for your site. So if you're already paying $49 a month, it's only $150 more a month, and we will write those weekly posts for you. But if you want to learn more about that or join that level, hit me with an email right there, trevor@oncarrot.com. And like I said, we only have room right now for 5 because our team is small that does it, and we're not farming them out. So how do you get content online with Carrot? Let's go walk through really quick. First of all, step 1, go to your Posts tab, okay, and click Add New. So it's insanely easy, guys, to get content online with Carrot. Click Add New. Next, write a good keyword title. So like I said right here, this keyword title, why won't my Birmingham, Alabama house sell? That's something that in our keyword research, people were typing in, why won't my house sell? So we just put in the name of the city there. If people are typing, why won't my house sell? I'm sure people are typing, why won't my Birmingham house sell? Or why won't my house sell in Birmingham? Okay, so make it a good title, and that's the key. You got to get your keyword right. Step 3, write a 300 to 500 word article right there in your content area. Looks like I skipped over a step. So step 4/5. Select a category, and right there we've made it simple for you. We've already made categories for you. Just choose, okay, yeah, this is a real estate market stats report. This is just real estate news, or this is just a real estate article. Just check it, really easy. And then below that, add some tags. And the tags are simply what I usually do. I'll hop online, guys, here and show this to you in a second. What I usually do is I'll just start typing keywords. Like if this is my article, I'll type the actual focus keyword as a tag. I'll type in sell house fast Birmingham, we buy houses Birmingham. Certain things that my market might type in, I'll type 4 or 5, be done with it. And then I'll go through with the SEO tool, okay? And you can see right there, the SEO tool might take you 15 minutes to do that, and you're done deal. Publish, and it's up and online. And this, like I said before, guys, this is one thing that I do because it's so simple, is one of the first things that I do is I like my own posts and I tweet my own posts. Just to give it that first initial thing, and then I share it on my Facebook page, okay? Or like I said, you can have someone do all that stuff for you, whatever it is. Just hit us up if you want to be included in that. So here's some action steps for you guys. Number 1, decide if content marketing is right for you. That's step 1, because if you're just not at a point right now in your business to where you want to focus on something extra, you want to focus on this, that's totally cool. Put this aside. Revisit it in a few months and when you're ready to do that, okay? Because like I said, a lot of people, they just are really great at doing this other thing, okay? If you really want SEO rankings and to get a lot of search engine optimization traffic, this content marketing is how it's going to happen. Next, just simply choose how many articles a month you plan to post and schedule them. If you do 1 a month, awesome. That's better than none a month. If you do 1 a week, awesome. Put them in your calendar and schedule them so they're an actual item in your schedule. And then here's one thing that you can do today is grab a piece of paper right now or pull up a note on your computer after this call and write 10 article titles based on keywords, okay? Just do that today. And that right there is your first 10 articles that you can do. So you can grab ones that I went over in this call. When we put up the replay of this tomorrow, we're going to give you the slide presentation for this so you can just go through the slides and look at those. Or go to Google like I was showing you guys and start typing stuff in slowly. Or go to our SEO Grader tool. It'll do the same thing. And Google will tell you what people are typing in. So if you start typing in selling my house or selling my house, and then you'll start to see suggestions. Grab some of those, grab 10, and write a darn blog post on them. Make sure that you're putting your location in there, and get rolling and start writing, okay? And it's really simple, guys. Don't overcomplicate it. Don't look at it as, man, I'm writing 52 articles this year. Look at it as, all I got to do is write one article a week, and it might take me a half an hour, 45 minutes out of my 40-hour work week. And a year from now, I'll have 52 extra pages on my website that are all specifically geared toward ranking for certain keyword terms and all bringing me traffic. One might bring you 2 visits a month. One might bring you 20 visits a day. Guys, that's how you build up traffic. And like I said, if you are interested in having us write the content for you, hit me up with an email right now. Like I said, it's $199 a month, but we'll likely be raising that for the next round of people, because we're still kind of trying to hone our systems as far as on our back end, how we're able to deliver this well to people. And like I said, all we can handle right now is 5. So that's it, guys. Start leveraging your carrot system today. If there's questions, let me know. I've got to bounce for a call here in a bit. But let me look through the questions here. Okay. Yeah, so great question, Baja. So did you show how to publish the additional pages? So I just went over it right there, but let's go ahead and hop in. Let's hop in InvestorCarrot account. Okay. Here's actually my own account. I'm just going to go inside of this. I'll go into the back end of it here. And it's really, really simple to publish extra posts or pages. So really, to me, it doesn't matter so much whether you do it as a post or a page. The way that I kind of like to organize things is if it's like a resource, let's say it's your about page or FAQ page, or it could be another We Buy Houses page for a different city. I would do that under pages. Just click add new. If it's like a how-to article or your real estate stats report or a keyword targeted article, I would just do right here. So do under posts, click add new, and that's going to take you right into the area in your account where you're going to be able to then start to write your article. So here's where you put your keywords. So investor. Okay, and then you start writing your content in here. And make sure that you go down here then, and that would be your focus keyword right there. Okay, plunk that in focus keyword, and then we're just going to go ahead and follow what this says to optimize your page. Okay, so that's where you post that stuff. And one cool thing, guys, I'm going to show you really quick. We just rolled out 2 big features yesterday. So if you guys go to your lead pages tab now, go to lead pages, click add new. You're going to see a massively different version of your lead pages tab, and we've got 3 more lead page templates coming up here in the next few weeks. So now you can launch new lead pages from scratch just by clicking and choosing one of these templates. So let's say you wanted to create this lead page and make it for a different market. Let's say I want this one to be the Eugene. We Buy Houses, Eugene, Oregon. Generate lead page. And now it's going to essentially generate that page for me. So if I wanted to type content in here, I could. But all I got to do right here with this particular page, I'm going to click publish. It's already created here, and I'm just going to go look at it now. So within seconds, guys, I got a brand new lead page created for Eugene, Oregon right there. Oh, it looks like I got to add the form. I forgot to add a form down here. So let's add that form right there. And now we've got a lead page. So guys, we're making big updates all the time, and keep on hitting us with feedback on this stuff too. Let's see. Okay, cool, David. Awesome, Ken. Baja, hopefully that showed you how to get your content online. And of course, guys, in our help section, you guys can always hit up our help section. And if you have questions on how to do a blog post, go in here and type blog post, and there should be a tutorial that pops up right there, blog posts. Okay, so it's going to walk you through how to write a blog post. Okay, just dive in, leverage our team on support, and that works. So awesome, guys. If there's no other questions, we'll have this replay up tomorrow. Like I said, the slides will be up, And also, we're gonna create a special page just for this training, and we'll probably put some other resources in there, potential article titles, stuff like that. And one thing that we're looking at doing here in 2014 that I want to make easier for you guys is I walked through that training today, and in my mind, I'm thinking, you know what would be even better than training you guys how to do it? What would be even better is you can go inside of your post thing. Like, let's say you were in here and you wanted to write a new post. What I want to do, and we're going to build this in. I'm not sure when it's going to be, but you want it to go in here. Let's say there's a little tab that says generate me a post. Okay, you can click it. It comes up with 50 different blog post titles. You can go ahead and click the title you want. It populates it right there with your city in it, and then you just get to writing. Okay, that right there is one idea that we have to make it easier for you guys to do that kind of stuff. And then it would automatically populate it into the focus keyword. All you'd have to do is sit down and write the content. So keep on hitting us with feedback and things like that, and we'll keep making the system easier for you. Joseph, are you going to be making any lead pages for rent to own? Yes, we actually already have one that's in the buyer sites. I think you might have joined after we did that. So email us and support, and we can upload that for you. And we're coming out with our full-blown rent to own website in about a week. So we're hoping to get it out before Christmas. But it's a full-blown rent to own website. We've been testing some good stuff. We'll announce it around the new year. So anyone who wants a full-blown rent to own lead generation site, yeah, there we go. So, and Brittany, so Brittany is the one that I mentioned before. So she's saying, I really love InvestorCarrot, but I think the content will take me to the next level, which awesome. We're here for you. If there's no other questions, guys, thanks. I got to bounce for a phone call, and thank you guys very much for, yeah. So Faith said, you mentioned a Carrot lead training course. Is this free? That course isn't. We have some free trainings that are really great. Like this one's a free training for our members. But if you go to your account page, so if you log into your account and go to your account page, so oncarrot.com/account, scroll down your account page. In the bottom left, there's an area that says 3 lead per day training. The number 3 lead per day training. And there will be a button that says, I think, buy, or it's whatever. It's only $99. It's an insanely valuable training. Brittany, that's what she went through and had, I believe you had a VA do it, Brittany, implement parts of the Commando lead system, which is part of our 3 lead per day. So it's only $100, and it's insanely valuable. Because of that, Brittany's getting the leads that she's getting every single month. So I think she's gotten the $100 value out of what she invested in it. It's just an insanely great investment, guys. So go to your account page, log in, go to your account page, scroll down, bottom left, click buy, 3 lead per day training. It's only $99. Alrighty, guys. And Brittany's saying in capital letters, it's worth it. Awesome. Thanks, guys. Have a great day, and we'll talk soon.